Warning: due to the graphic content in this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back. I'm Vanessa Hartwell. And today, we are diving into a case out of Georgia that sounds like something straight off a true crime soap opera. 55-year-old Cheryl Coe has just been sentenced to life in prison without parole for killing her husband. And the spark that lit the fuse was not money, not jealousy over kids, not even a secret double life. Nope, it was a disagreement over how far they could take their so-called open marriage. Yes, you heard that right. An open marriage. Let's go back to June 23rd of 2021. Cheryl was on the porch that night, sipping down 4 or 5 Angry Orchard ciders. Who even counts like that? 4 or 5. If you lose count somewhere between 4 and 5, you are already drunk enough to sit your behind down. Meanwhile, her husband Luke Coe III, 48 years old, was working out in the garage. Cheryl said she went to bed around 7:15. Just picture that. Sun still up, cicadas still chirping, but she called it a night. Not long after, the bedroom door opens. She pulls the trigger. A shot rings out. And then she hears a voice. "Cheryl, you shot me." That was Luke, her husband. Not some masked intruder. Not a burglar. It was Luke. Now here is where the story gets twisty. At first, Cheryl told police she thought it was an intruder. Then later, she claimed Luke dragged her out of bed and she fired a warning shot behind the television. A warning shot. Who does that? Since when do warning shots go through sheetrock? Nothing about her version added up. Investigators did not have to dig too far to find the cracks. They checked her phone, and what do you know? Hours before the shooting, Cheryl was texting Luke about whether she could see another man later that week. He clapped back, asking if she was planning to see a second man that same day. Her reply was just 3 little letters. LOL. Not even an emoji to soften it. Just LOL. Nothing cuts like sarcasm in text form. Those messages painted a very different picture. This was not fear of a stranger creeping into the bedroom. This was a fight over rules in a marriage that had more holes than a screen door. And when the prosecution laid it all out in court, the jury saw it for what it was. Fast forward to August of 2025. The verdict came in. Guilty of murder and aggravated assault. The judge gave her life without parole. And just like that, Cheryl went from sipping ciders on the porch to spending the rest of her life behind prison bars. This case is a cautionary tale if there ever was one. People think open marriage is all fun until real life steps in. You cannot text your husband LOL when he questions you about another man, and then act shocked when the conversation goes nuclear. Alcohol, jealousy, and broken trust do not mix. And in Cheryl's case, it ended with Luke's life cut short and her freedom gone forever. So here is the takeaway. Boundaries matter. Honesty matters. And when you start playing games with both, you risk losing everything. Cheryl thought she could spin the story as a mistake. But the texts, the inconsistencies, and the evidence shut all of that down. And now she will be spending the rest of her life replaying those choices from a prison cell. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. The stories that mainstream media don't talk about because there isn't any body cam footage. The stories we address here on Women Are Evil too.